I'm He Chuanzhang, a second-year PhD student at the Institute of Software, Chinese Academy of Sciences. Today, I will be presenting my research titled Understanding the Effects of Restraining Finger Coactivation in Mid-Air Tapping from a Neuromechanical Perspective. Tapping with physical keyboard is a natural way for input from the physical world to virtual world. Freehand mid-air tapping has been of special importance to VR interaction. However, a phenomenon called finger coactivation is considered has a bad effect on mid-air tapping, causing wrong input and discomfort. What is finger coactivation and how does it form? Previous studies have revealed that when a finger moves, the other fingers do not totally stay static, but involuntarily move. This phenomenon mainly exists on the pair of middle finger and ring finger, and the pair of ring finger and the little finger. Finger coactivation is an inherent motor pattern attributed to both mechanical and neural factors. Physiologically, it is due to the coupling between muscles or tendons across different fingers. And neurologically, the regions of cortex controlling individual fingers are overlapped. Back to tapping. The absence of haptic feedback are widely sought as a reason of bad experience because there is no confirmed sensation when pressing buttons. There is another factor that gets little attention: natural physical constraints provided by the physical keyboard, which prevent finger coactivation in some extent. In mid-air, the physical constraints also absent, hence individuals start to consciously inhibit the coactivation to prevent incorrect inputs from unintended finger movements. Many studies have developed algorithmic approaches to recognize the involuntary movements, identify the coactivated errors from all tapping errors, and then eliminate this sort of mispriced errors. These approaches indeed improve the input accuracy, while there remains a knowledge gap regarding how finger coactivation affects tapping performance and leads to a negative user experience. In this work, we devised an intervention method, restraining finger coactivation, during mid-air tapping tasks. We aimed to explore the impacts of this intervention on motor performance and the ensuing user experience from a neuromechanical perspective. This is the core mechanism and the three-dimension diagram of our device. This device using passive interlocking mechanism as a prop to prevent involuntary movement of adjacent fingers for the following two studies. Study 1 is a finger tapping task. 16 participants are recruited in this study. They were required to bend their finger repetitively in a given order. All fingers are alphabetized. A represents the index finger and D represents the little finger, and so on. Each two neighboring finger combines a pair and were used to qualify the input accuracy. For the example trio ACBD, the BC should not appear. This error means that the ring finger wrongly follows the middle finger. It is very common because the coupling between the middle finger and the ring finger are strong, so that the movement of middle finger always coactivates the ring finger and make incorrect inputs. We set 6 sequences encompassing all possible configurations for alternating 4 finger tapping orders. Each sequence has only 4 correct paired finger combinations that are the white ones. Any other pairing were classified as erroneous paired fingers that are the red ones. Participants are required to perform sequences under 4 conditions, using left or right hand and with or without restraining finger coactivation. In addition, we use 3 metrics to quantify the taping performance, that is speed, error rate of specifically paired fingers. Results indicated that restraining finger coactivation decreased the error rate of 2 most error-prone sequences, caused by the significant reduction of both mispriced errors and motor control errors. The reduction of error BC and CB denotes weaker coactivation between the pair of middle finger and ring finger. Usually, these 2 fingers have strong coactivation with each other, resulted in misprices. Unexpectedly, error AB and BA also reduced. These 2 pairs involving the index finger that rarely exhibit involuntary movement, suggesting that restraining finger coactivation not only eliminated misprices but also reduced motor control errors, which referred to temporary loss of motor control. This finding sparked our curiosity about how human neural resources are allocated during finger movements, leading us to conduct Study 2. Study 2 was a mid-air tapping task conducted within a VR environment, utilizing a quarterly virtual keyboard interface. Participants are required to tap the 2 conditions, that is, restraining finger coactivation or not, compared to the cyclic actions in Study 1. This task involved more intricate sequences rather than repetitive motions in Study 1, this increasing mental workload. Consequently, we employed FNIRs to evaluate the neural resources involved in motor control, particularly the motor executive load, to better understand its impact on user experience. The probes of FNIR's system arranged in 45 data channels, mainly covering the premotor and the supplementary motor cortex and the primary motor cortex. And the primary somatosensory cortex. According to the anatomically structures, each motor cortex were divided into 3 regions of interest, and the 2 regions of interest covered the somatosensory cortex. Despite the coactivation intervention apparatus targeting only the suppression of finger coactivation, results revealed a reduction in non-coactivated errors, as well as the reduction of motor control errors in Study 1. Furthermore, analysis of cortical arousal reveals a diminished motor execution load is observed in the primary motor cortex of the left hemisphere. This suggests that the conserved, This suggests that the conserved neural resources might be redirected toward managing other finger actions and cognitive functions, enhancing input performance and better user experience. With the above studies, this work offers insights for advancing mid-air tapping with an emphasis on the implementation of moderate motor constraints. Also, we believe the interventing mid-air tapping with kinesthetic devices and the often overlooked motor constraints these physical tools impose on spatial interactions, which we believe can enhance user behavior and enhance user experience. And thanks for your listening. I would be grateful to answer any questions. Yeah.
Do you think this reduced load will also lead to better more complex?
I'm sorry, could you repeat it slowly?
Do you think this reduced motor task? Thank you. Do you think this reduced motor cognitive load will lead to a better motor learning efficacy with more complex motor tasks, more than the typing?
Yes, I think this method can use in other motor tasks, such as play pianos, play virtual, some virtual tasks also. And not just the taping, all the tasks using 10 fingers I can follow these methods.
Cool.
Intervention methods. Okay.
Thank you. Hi, I'm Pedro Lopez from the University of Chicago. This is really cool work and a really great talk. I'm wondering, do you think you at the very end showed some also active exoskeletons and things like that? Do you think physically putting motors and moving might also help with coactivation problems? So imagine like not just restraining with kind of breaks, but physically moving up and down. Do you think that could help also motor training and kind of disentangling some of these difficult gestures with active forces?
Is the question is that the physical constraints can also help using in some training tasks?
I think the question is, if instead of just physical constraints in the way that you have with just kind of break-based, if we would have motors and physically move the fingers as well, do you think that would also work?
Yeah, I think it will.
And do you think that would be in any way different? Because I'm actually wondering, I do a lot of work on that idea of moving the fingers, but I'm wondering if maybe your thing is actually better, because when we move the user's fingers, we're kind of, they just relax, oh, okay, this thing does it for me, so I don't have to do anything, and the coactivation problem gets solved. But maybe with your technique, it's actually better, because they feel that force, that passive feedback, and they have to, oh, okay, I have to reduce those coactivations.
In our experiment, we truly found that some participants not just felt the constraints, but also really some force. But we don't think the factor that works on this device is just haptic feedback, because the device works on the disposition, not the fingertip. So we think the main factor is the physical constraints.
Awesome. Super cool.
Okay.
Super cool paper.